Hello guys, you're welcome to my channel, my Vista, where we take a look at the latest updates, news, information about the politics, about everything you can think of. You're welcome and thank you. Please do try to subscribe and like and share to your friends. The more we like this, what I'm doing, the more we get to encourage me to do more and get you my views on the latest happenings around the world. Okay, so today, guys, we'll be looking at the recent development in Nigeria about the politics of 2027. Today, we're focusing on Peter Obi and the coalition, right? The recent coalition and the recent new political party, ADA, that has recently been formed. We want to look at how Peter Obi would possibly fit into this, or if he can be a standalone candidate. And on this channel, what we basically look at is just I share my views. It may necessarily not be the right opinion, but just my own personal view, and I leave it for us to discuss and put your comments in the comment section once you probably listen to my own view about what the politics are. So the conversation that has been ongoing is if Peter Obi should be a deputy or vice to Atiku Abubakar, who was the former vice president of Nigeria, or it should be a standalone whereby maybe Atiku, for instance, will probably deputize him, or maybe Baba Ahmed, like he did in the last election, or any other person, or El-Rufai should deputize him. So those has been the conversation, and what is the likelihood of any of those scenarios playing out, and would they be successful, or will it be successful? And I would like to just give you my own personal opinion. So the first one is if he's going to deputize for Vice President Atiku. What I think is the game is if Obi decides to be a deputy to Atiku, I think it's a viable ticket, right? But what I think may be the greatest undoing of that ticket is the base of Peter Obi, right? If you watch the news and follow social media, and essentially his base, which are the youths, they do not want him to be a deputy to anyone, right? They feel that it is a movement. If you look at what happened in 2023, essentially the 6-point-something million vote that Peter Obi was able to gather was essentially because those youths, those areas of concentration were determined to say we wanted him. I mean, if you look at the average number of people that voted for Peter Obi, they were mainly youth. And so the question would then be, are these youth, are they readily available to say, okay, we are ready to let someone be the head and Peter Obi will then be the second? I don't see the likelihood of it. So I feel that if Peter Obi decides to go as second fiddle to Atiku, the bulk of the vote he had in 2023, it may, and please mark my word, it may be very difficult to get that kind of vote. So because if you had Atiku's vote to Peter Obi's vote, I guess Tinubu would never have even been a president. So the question is he still able to gather that vote from his base? The answer for me is a no. He will still have some vote, especially in the southern, eastern, where he kind of commands some followership. But I don't think that 6-point-something million vote, or even much more, I don't see it playing into his base this time. So the question, we don't know. So that is a given, but we'll wait and see. Now the question, if he decides to be a lone ranger and probably pick anyone, Kwankwanso, El-Rufai, or any other person to be his deputy, the question is what are the route, or what are the pointer to him becoming the president of Nigeria? I think for me that would also even be more likely that he could become the president of Nigeria, depending on the viability of the deputy he picks. For example, imagine him picking Kwankwanso, and Kwankwanso deciding to be his running mate. That is like 1-point-something million vote in the north. That is a given. He's getting that. Not talk about the Christian vote that he's going to get. So I feel if he decides to run as the main person and picking the right viable vice, I think he would likely be a match for Tinubu. He may not necessarily win, but I think the youth, some would still want to give him that vote, and the chunk of that 6-point-something million vote that he was able to gather in 2023, I think that would also make him to also get more of that and probably lead him to becoming the Nigerian president. But I still wait and see. Another challenge he may have if he decides to be a lone ranger and become the main person is that the core Northerners, right? That's where I think Tinubu may want to have an edge over him, because there will be that talk of, if Peter Obi becomes the president, will he become like Jonathan and say, oh, let's give him the second chance, he has done well, right? The Northern voters and the Northern cabals, as we know them, may not necessarily want to say they want to vote for Obi, because they will say it's just 4 years. How are we sure that this guy will probably let go after 4 years? So that's the dilemma Peter Obi would definitely face for 2027. But whichever the case may be, we wait and see. My proposition is that it's still a game that is very, very, very open, right? Depending on the strategy whoever is able to do. So that's my take on if Peter Obi should be the running mate or it should be the main candidate. Let me know your view on the comment section. Tell me your view, and please catch me on. Please subscribe, like the video, and please tell your friends. Thank you. Until next time. Bye.